Good morning. It is Sheila, the PA doll lady. It is Friday. Good for you guys that need the weekend to survive. Thankfully, I have moved forward from that part of life and I get to enjoy most every day, except the emotional trains that, comes with the late 40s. But I was on my walk today and I am happy to report that this week I've made it a significant metric on my calendar to ensure that I am documenting every day that I'm out for a walk, because as a businesswoman, what I do is I monitor the numbers that my business is doing. What I have not been monitoring is the numbers that I have been putting onto my body. So, for example, Mondays I do kettlebell class, and he kicks our butt. And I wish I had more days of that, but we're working on that one. So Mondays are my kettlebell class, and then the rest of the week I am ensuring that I'm walking 2 miles per day, and I'm trying to do that as soon as I wake up. I'm trying to reestablish and get back to the basics, because my coach challenged me to go big this year on my business, and challenge has been accepted. I'll take that part of it. What I am very much challenging myself to do, and what is of great importance for me to do, is to ensure that I am taking care of my hips and to ensure that I'm taking care of my mental faculties, because late 40s is no joke, guys. Like, this thing is one day I can take on the world, and the next day I'm just bawling my eyeballs out, and I can't tell you why. So I'm trying to fight back. I'm trying to ensure that I do everything that I personally can to help myself get through this journey of that is midlife, right? So I have documented every day. I've walked 2 miles, so I have 8 miles in the bank this week. I have 8 miles in the bank and one kettle class. I think I'm going to continue to do it 7 days a week. I will. I'm trying to get back into the basics of being in bed by 9 and getting up by 5, because I am a producer. I am a lot more productive in the mornings than I am in the evening. And as long as I can get my full night's sleep, then I can, wake up and feel like I could take on the world. The thing comes in when I start getting sloppy and things go sideways, like I have a couple days of non-sleep, it just doesn't work that way. So my coach challenged me this year for the business to see if I could align myself to get to 400,000. I'm happy to report this is last week's numbers. That's what I owe my business. And then that's what I owe my business now. So it's kind of like a running joke, and I know that I can definitely produce. I know that I can create a $400,000 business. However, how I'm going to get there is what I don't yet know. It doesn't mean that I don't believe that I can get there. I know I can get there. It's just a matter of how I'm going to get there, and the things that I need to learn to grow into that position. Just for context, I started my business about 4 years ago. And when I started, I was still working full time for the state. I had been working at that job for 14 plus years. And I walked in like a scared little child into this group. And I was not sure that people, it was just like a side gig for me. So when I walked into the group, I started hearing people talking about, making 50, 60, 100,000. And I was like, what in the world? Where am I? And also for context, I worked for 14 years to get myself from like 18 bucks an hour to like, I think I left, it was like 62,000 a year or something like that, something along those lines. You know what I mean? So I was used to a big raise of $1 a year. You know, I wasn't used to like numbers that are like, I don't know. I don't know what these people are talking about essentially. So I did not know how I was going to move forward, but I knew that if I would just follow the teachings and do whatever I had the power to do at that moment, that I could move forward and hopefully we're going to test it out. I just went in there and I thought to myself, I'm going to test it out. I'm going to follow what he says. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, I have a $60,000 a year job and we've been able to survive, so we should be fine. Um, and to my beautiful, beautiful surprise, not only did I escalate that, you know, I went above and beyond that. So when he assigned a $400,000 bounty to my business this year, it took me a little bit. I was a little bit rattled, and I'm like, I'm not sure how we're gonna move forward to fit those kind of shoes. I wasn't even sure where I was going or thinking about this year. Because here's the thing, guys, I'm about to be a grandmom. And my gold star this year is being a grandmom. Like, there's nothing more important to me this year than spoiling my grandbaby. And everything else will kind of like cater around that. Like, still at home, I have my 15-year-old, and she's very self-sufficient. So she doesn't need mom too much. But I am about to be a grandmom next month, and that is on the top of my priority list to just spoil my baby. We've been waiting a long time to have a grandbaby. My oldest child is 33, and my second one is 26, and my baby is 15. So that's how spread out my kids are. So I could have been a grandmom a long time ago because, you know, I have a 33-year-old. So, but my 26-year-old is the one that's having a baby, and we are anxiously waiting for this little guy. It's our first boy in our family. I had 3 girls, and this little guy decided that, hey, we're gonna break this situation up a little bit. So we're having a boy. He is coming, or he's expected, February, beginning of February, but who knows? He could come anytime at this point because she's essentially 9 months today. So we're on the waiting list at this point for this big baby. So that is priority number 1. So I will cater my business around grandma duties first. My second thing is, you know, growing the business to as far up as I can, but leaving myself open to change, leaving myself open to the possibilities that the year brings, different things along the line. This year, I don't think I'm going to be too focused on, you know, it has to be done. Like, this number has to be done. I think last year I was so laser focused. Once I decided, okay, I'm going to take the business to this level, there was no stopping. There was just like, come hell or high water, this is going to happen. And this year I'm a little bit more tamed into the fact that I want to focus on systems. I want to grow into the person that is open for the universe to bring a business of that caliber to her. Honestly, at this very moment as we speak, the inventory has kind of like, you know, dwindled down, which is very normal for wintertime. This is one of those times where I would usually be hyperventilating about going out of business, but we go up and we go down. So this is year 4. I guess we're going into year 5. This is kind of crazy, but so all that to say that we are shooting for 400K this year, and we are leaving the opportunity for other things to happen as well. And we are leaving leaving space for life to surprise us in however way it comes. We all love good surprises, but nobody loves a bad surprise, right? So um, I'm not sure what's going to play out this year. I'm shooting for 400K. That is the goal. That is the financial number goal. Um, how we're going to get there, I don't know. I think that as long as I put it out into the universe and as long as I align myself with that direction, um, and do everything that I can to prepare for it. For example, getting myself in a good routine of going to bed on time, getting myself into an exercise routine where my mind is able to think clearly, getting myself into a routine of having the funds available, which I've always done that, but just being ready for when the opportunity presents itself so that I could take full advantage. And I'm doing that. That is the things that I can control in order to pursue the goal that I'm pursuing this year. Um, so all that to say, like sometimes we don't need to know the how. We just need to align ourselves to get ready for when that opportunity shows up, that you are ready to go. And God works in mysterious ways. There's things that we want, there's things that we need, and there's things that are supposed to happen in a certain way. And I just think like I'm shooting for this, I'm aligning myself for this, and whatever is meant to happen will happen because that's the way it's supposed to be. Um, I'm not in a forceful year. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not in a year of forcing things to happen. I think that I want to put out the energy of being ready, being open, being willing, and whatever is meant to happen will happen. Um, so we'll see how it rolls out. I hope that um, in the first week of the year that you have taken inventory of how last year went for you, that you start thinking about how to set the stage for what this year might bring for you, and that you just remain open to the possibility of something that you didn't know you wanted coming your way. Um, because that's the reality of it. Sometimes we think we want A, B, and C, and things are taken from us not because we're being punished, but because the universe is just creating space for what is supposed to be in your lane. So I think I'm in a moment of gratitude today. I'm in a moment of being thankful for everything that has come my way so far. I During my walk, I was even thankful for failing at being a judge. I wanted that job so bad, and thank God I failed. Thank God it was a pivot moment. What I wanted is not what God meant for me to have, and I would have never been able to be brave had I not failed at that first. Um, so essentially, what you think you're failing at may be the biggest gift that you're getting prepared for the next thing. So just be open for surprises and trust the process. As my coach says, that things, as long as you're aligning yourself, the thing that is meant to be for you will be for you. My mom says that all the time too. When something is yours, there is no stopping it. It will be yours no matter how many U-turns you have to make to get there. And this business is a beautiful business. Getting paid for playing with dolls, getting paid for acquiring and transitioning them to the next person who will love them for many years to go. Like, what a beautiful, beautiful business to have, that I get to have and share the joy of the person leaving go. And I get to see and get the feedback from the person who now receives them, and they're ecstatic and they're happy, and they're, after 14 years of tears and listening to people not having enough, being on this side of somebody receiving something that they've wanted for a long time and getting it and how happy they are, it just, I'm grateful. All I can say is I'm grateful. I'm grateful that what I thought was for me was not for me. And I'm grateful that God's plan was a lot bigger than I ever thought for myself. And I'm grateful that I get to support my family doing something that I absolutely did not know was not in my purview at all, ever. I did not know that I wanted to do this. As a matter of fact, it just kind of happened, and one thing led to another, and I was just determined to make the best of it, and I love it now. I love it. Like, I take the responsibility of, you know, transitioning the girls from one collector to the other, and safely transitioning them is my big ordeal. And all we could say is thank you. Thank you for the surprises that we didn't know that we needed. So just take a moment today to write down what you're thankful for. Those little surprises will bring so much joy, even the sad ones in the moment. If we could just transition from what we need to learn, from what is happening to what we need to learn from it, um, everything is happening for us, not against us. And all I could say today is thank you. Have a good day out there, guys.